Welcome to 5 Star Weekly. MLS is coming back, and we discuss the lockout threats and the details so far. And this week in the Soccer Trivia Showdown, it could be a decisive edition of me versus Tanner. Coming up. Welcome to the show, 5 Star fam. I'm AJ, this is Tanner Mark. Before we get into it, become a part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube or hop over from Facebook and subscribe. This segment is sponsored by Thinking Man Tavern, a cozy Decatur neighborhood pub. Grab a tasty beverage from a wide variety of selections and a plate of something delicious from the menu. To go, check out Thinking Man Tavern. Follow our Twitch for new streams and surprises on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/ATL UTD FanTV. Let's get into the news, and MLS is coming back. It's official. As of June 3rd, 10:50 a.m., the new CBA was ratified. The new agreements plus economic concessions for 2020 have been agreed upon by the MLSPA and MLS. There was the threat of the lockout, but happy days. Finally, we have at least some confirmation that MLS will return. Now, the details so far are murky, but what we know so far is that June 24th, clubs, in and around June 24th, clubs will go down to Orlando, the Disney World Sports Complex down there. And for about 2 weeks, they will train, and then they will start the tournament that will last about 3 weeks, I believe, is what they're saying. And so all in all, Don Garber has said that it will be about 35 days max. So I guess in terms of that, there could be some clubs that get knocked out early. They might leave before that. But at the very least, it would be that many days. It's about over a month, essentially. It's good in a sense, guys, right? What do you guys think? That at least something has been ratified. Whether this tournament is still a little bit extraneous and doesn't make a whole lot of sense or not. What do you guys think so far?
I mean, I guess you could view the tournament as a preseason, and if that's what you're going to use it as, then happy days. As long as hey, use this, get match fit, that's all we care about. I'd be fine with that. I don't care if Atlanta United wins. I really don't. I mean, I think it's just, I think treat them as friendlies, even though maybe there's a trophy or something tied to it, the COVID Cup or whatever the hell you want to call it. But I'm just glad that they got the thing sorted out, because I was really ready to come on here and rant about how stupid MLS was, because they were really threatening it with some dumb stuff. And they left it late on a couple things, but it seems like they're getting it done.
Yeah, and before we get to you, Mark, I mean, there's some other details that we'll talk about really quick with that. Is that, the lockout loomed over the weekend and going into the week. They gave the deadline. Don Garber gave the deadline. He admitted that, initially it was 12 p.m. on a Tuesday. They eventually pushed it to a Wednesday, 12 p.m. It seemed like there were a couple of sticking points. One of them was a force majeure clause that kind of was an amendment to the current CBA. And so definitely the sticking points on that are very murky. And you also have why, in terms of, for Don Garber, he said that, MLS will take a $1 billion revenue hit due to the pandemic. They were still kind of, probably in some people's eyes, bickering over a little bit of a, kind of salary cut for the players as well. And so with that, there is just, I think, did it seem trivial at the end when, Mark, what the things that they were agreeing on, it just seemed like, of course, the owners don't, they're not made of money. A $1 billion hit, yes, is huge. But, the players at the end of the day, some of these guys are making $70,000 or less. It's, those guys pretty much are living on pennies if they're making much less than that already. I think bickering on I believe 12.5%, cut.
Yeah, because the owners suggested 8.75 and the players wanted 7.5, which is what they agreed to. So yeah, that's what 1.25%. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And so yeah, that's a big deal to the players, especially the players as you mentioned on the lower end of the pay scale. And so I can understand why they would want that. It's, the money in the short term, especially in these uncertain times. I tend to agree with Tanner that the most important thing is that the players and the owners agree, and that the players are convinced of the protocols, which it does seem that that's the case. MLS have made their presentation about how things would go, and so yeah. I think it's funny that Don Garber is like, I think that's a little bit of revisionist from him saying, the whole lockout thing was a threat. I mean, I think it seems like, MLS put that out there. There was a strong and not good reaction to it. And I suspect that MLS pulled back a little bit and said, okay, let's extend the deadline. Let's work this out. Because nobody wins if no games happen. So, in the end, I'm glad that they agree.
Right, and it's a question of like, what were they expecting when they kind of announced that a lockout would have happened anyway? I mean, obviously, it wouldn't have been received well either way, but
I mean, I think it had done irreparable damage to the league. I mean, you're finally making progress and getting, some decent players to be more players to look over here and be like, okay, MLS is a very viable option in terms of a league. And then you go and you lock your players out like that. That's a horrible look because it doesn't happen anywhere else really like that. And so to have something happen like that, especially for something as stupid as what, as minute and trivial as what they were wanting, it's just like, why are you doing this? And again, I said what I said last week about Don Garber, and I would have gone in a whole lot harder on him this week if MLS, didn't come late to the party, but they came anyway. So good for them. But like, he just rubs me the wrong way, and I just think that, yes, he is in a way chosen by the owners, but he does seem to represent the owners a lot in terms of their views, and he comes from the NFL. I just don't like the guy, and I think this kind of shows he's more of an idiot, but he got away with it this time.
I think, one of the things that frustrates me too is the lack of transparency, like in terms of like asking about this tournament, like what's the purpose behind it. Now, I think I read something where there'll be a cash prize at the end of it. I think they will donate to, or they want to donate to charities in home markets, I guess related to Corona or whatever. So, I mean, that's good, but then it's like, again, okay, is it that they need to fulfill a contract with ESPN? Like, why exactly does this have to happen? And, they're still hoping to play games in front of fans on the back end of this, and games in home markets, I guess. So
yeah, I think they have, sorry to cut you off, they have mentioned that in terms of playing in front of fans, they probably concede that and accept that it probably might not happen this year. And in terms of that ESPN, it's more, I think, a friendly deal that they're trying to get in even better relationship, because I think with the CBA, what they were trying to do was make sure that the players and the league get an even better kind of revenue sharing deal. And with that, ESPN would be one of those big partners with that. And I think that they were trying to make really good amends during this time, especially if they don't have any games or whatnot. That's why I think they were trying to force games. But the other part of that is MLS as a product isn't viewed as highly in the world as a lot of the other leagues, especially in Europe. So with that, I mean, without fans in Orlando, that might look a little bit, not as quality as we might like. Especially one of the things for MLS is the atmosphere, the kind of really things that, culture-wise we've been trying to build. And, when you take that away, you take the soul away from it, and you kind of make the onus on the quality of the play, it really will shine a light on it pretty brightly. And I think by now we would be one of the last ones in terms of soccer leagues to return, and so I guess the spotlight won't be as hard. But if it was before that, that would have been a little bit difficult for sure. But yeah, and so the players they will reportedly they are at least scheduled to resume training on Thursday and Friday, and now that this is ratified, it is assumed that they will return, says the AJC. Tomorrow, we're filming this on a Wednesday, full transparency. And so the clubs, they may begin using the outdoor team training fields for small group training sessions. And then they will obviously be using very detailed health protocols and safety and all of that. But, do you guys have any, guys have any qualms with this as of yet? I mean, obviously there have been, close contact with a lot of, things lately. If you've been paying attention to the world of viewers, and so, is this an issue for you guys?
I mean, I think I definitely had concerns when football started coming back in general, but now that one league's come back and the others have announced, it does seem like there's more of an understanding about how to approach this. And so, like you just mentioned, MLS will be one of the last leagues to come back, which I think that's fair. There's just not the urgency to complete these games. And so, MLS can take its time. And like I said before, as long as the players are convinced that it's safe, then that's okay with me, I think.
Yeah. Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with him at this point. I mean, obviously the United States was one of the countries that has struggled to deal with the coronavirus crisis the most. But yeah, I mean, at this point, you just kind of got to get back and get going. I obviously would rather them delay it because of Joseph, but they have to get these games played, and it'll suck without fans, but it'll still be good to just at least have something back, and it'll make things on us a hell of a lot easier too, because we'll have real soccer to talk about.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, on a selfish side,
yeah,
sure. But as one little extra thing about that tournament in Orlando, Don Garber said in a conference call with some media today, he said that the league will address special situations and medical situations with players in terms of going to Orlando, but short of those circumstances, that players will be required to go to Orlando. And that's different from the NWSL where they have a choice. Very interesting there, where players are pretty much forced to go unless there's some special circumstance, like Carlos Vela with a pregnant wife and whatnot. So,
Chirito as well is in that group. I think his partner is expecting a child soon as well.
Right, and so I mean, probably most of these players are, if it's safe, they're itching to go already with concerns, obviously, but I mean, it seems like that's a very interesting way to go about that. But I guess if they're being paid, I mean, you kind of have to stick something there. But still, that agitates me just a little bit. Where if at least give them a little bit of a choice, where it's like freed up just slightly.
I'm with you there, actually, but yeah.
Because, I mean, some people have some real concerns, and what if they're the ones that get sick? I mean, they're going to regret that forever.
I definitely think it should be a choice from players, although I think the reason it's not is because there were too many who just opt out, especially if you have bigger names opting out, and that's just going to hurt your product. So you're probably right. I think they'll probably end up, I feel like it'll come down to the club. You know what I mean? Depending on which club it is and how they want to handle it. I feel like on a club-by-club basis, you might have certain situations where like, fine, don't go. You'll be training at home. You'll be training alone, back at the place, getting your work in, but you don't have to go to this tournament because you have that. I mean, if you're a smart club for optics, you do that, and because it keeps your players happy as well. So
right. You don't want to fracture relationships with your players, because then that almost immediately makes them want to leave. And especially in soccer, in football, there's so many pastures that they could just look to. So it's just a lot easier for them to just be like, bye, okay, you don't want to treat me well, peace.
Yeah.
But so anyway, moving on to the next topic is that Jose Martinez and Miles Robinson are in the EA FIFA 20 Team of the Season. That's due to last year's performances. But these cards look hella good. I mean, Jesus. 94 rated FIFA card for Jose Martinez, 88 for Miles Robinson. We don't play Team of the Season on our Twitch, but man, that would be fun as hell to somehow
get those
sneak that
would
in
be
there.
very difficult, or just
Yeah.
spend lots of FIFA points and pack them. I don't know if there's a way to earn them. I've never played it before, so we could start from 0, but that could be rough.
Indeed.
Because I'm not putting them in.
Yeah, but man, just I think it's one of those things where just once I want to play with some of those cards, but it just takes a lot of effort, a lot of resources, a lot of money, a lot of greed. But anyway, moving on from that and from MLS to World Football, there was a giant 10,000 fan Zoom meeting arranged by a Danish football club, and I mean, just there's some pictures up right now, and it's. I mean, I think, is it something that LA United and MLS could do once we, get back into stadiums, and if they can't play in front of fans? Would you guys like to see something like this, or would the danger of, maybe seeing something a little explicit?
I feel like it was mad danger. Like someone's definitely gonna troll, right? Like someone definitely like an Orlando fan would like troll it on the Atlanta United one and just do some or someone vice versa, a Red Bull fan or a Galaxy fan in LA, something. Like someone would just do something. It would just be like, oh dear, there's a Willycopter happening right now on one of the screens, and it's just like, we don't need that. If you're a player and you look over on the side, it's just like, ugh, what's going on? Oh. Nah, I don't think we need it.
But I think at least from the outset, it looks very cool, and at least it, I think incorporates the fans, makes them feel kind of like they're part of the match. But yeah, the danger probably a little too strong, Mark.
Yeah, and also I just feel like it's kind of cumbersome. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth trying to do this? I don't know. I mean, it's a cool idea, I guess, in theory, but I definitely would have concerns.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there have to be protocols, just like other things. But
the admin on that would be very difficult.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, it's you'd have to have a whole slew of almost IT guys and admin to just be ready to ban hammer. But
strong banner. No.
Yep.
No Willycoptering today.
We're gonna move on from that real quick. But all right. So anyway, in the Bundesliga, there were very good, in my opinion, signs of protest for George Floyd's death by Jadon Sancho, by Weston McKennie with the armband. I mean, these shows of kind of solid or is the word solitude? No, not solitude. Solidarity. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't figure out that word in my head for a quick second, but
you've been in solitude for so long.
No, exactly. That's what we've been in. But yeah, last week's and future protests will not have any punishment, confirms the DFB. And so, that's, I think, in my opinion, good to see because, I mean, even players taking off their shirt, they won't be punished. That's, I think, just almost encouraging players to be able to, kind of show the signs of solidarity freely, I think is huge at this point in time. What do you guys think?
A league that embraces its athletes having a voice and speaking up for social issues? How progressive. Thankfully, we have the NBA for that, but some leagues in this country, NFL, not so strong in their wordings for things like that. But no, it was awesome. And I know that Mark was having some passionate tweets about Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, oh my God. Because, I turned it on, it was already 2-0, right? And then he scores the second goal, and I'm like, oh, he's on his Hattie? And so, I was kind of glued. And the thing is, too, I kind of alluded this to Twitter. I've had games on, but I haven't been locked in, I've just kind of had it on for background noise. I mean, Bundesliga isn't the main league I watch, but I think also, just with how much is going on. But yeah, seeing Jadon Sancho, him get the ball, him slot it past the keeper for his third, all of that, I genuinely jumped. I was, extremely excited in that moment. And yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I love seeing in soccer are these symbolisms, And it's not the first time either. Like I was watching something on the couple of pundits talking about the Bundesliga protests, and they mentioned Rudiger back in, I think, 2014 or something like that and stuff. But I think it shows you, one, you see the power of the global game, and with symbols like that. And I think also this protest is it's huge. I mean, it's taken off, and it's in every state. It's, I think, in at least 18 different countries, and that's probably just focusing on the bigger crowds. I've heard there's even gatherings back home in Trinidad, and so I think you see the significance, I think, with this movement. It feels different. Tanner and I were out there yesterday. Very peaceful, very passionate people, talking about, Black lives, chanting the names of, like, not just George Floyd, but Sandra Bland and
Breonna Taylor,
yeah,
Trayvon Martin,
yeah,
Freddie Gray, all these people who have been killed. And it was really cool going out there, being a part of it yesterday. I know there's more planned. I think June 19th currently. And you can speak more of the significance of that date and everything, Mark. But I know that I think that's being planned as a large protest date in the future. So if you haven't gone to one and you do want to go, I think that's probably the one to aim for.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's awesome just seeing, I think, the solidarity, especially globally, because at the end of the day, like, this fight, this struggle is a global one, and I think that a lot of countries, I think, need to look inward and really deal with the issues that happen between people, among people or whatever. So yeah, it's cool. I think for me, I think seeing sports seeing a player use their platform for that, I think, is great. And I think it's fully appropriate. I'm not one of these politics don't belong in sports. I think, to be quite frank, I think that's nonsense. If you look at the history of sports, especially in the U.S., literally the opposite is true. So, yeah, I think it's wonderful that these young men, and you have to remember that too, like men in their early 20s, they have a soccer career to look after. They're at the center of attention, or of a lot of attention, and they're able to respond to that responsibility like that. I think is wonderful.
Yeah, and definitely, I think they're allowed to use their platform because, I mean, they're humans. They're people that, live lives just like you and I, where they have to, they have to eat, they have to poop, they have to. Everyone's, a human, and so in that regard, right? It's like, let them at least just live their lives, and your judgments, whatever they may be, let them do them. But yeah. Anyway, so it's a contentious topic, obviously, but I think it's something that we on this podcast stand for, is to be very anti-racist. But anyway, so moving on.
If you're a racist and you follow us, you can fuck off. It won't hurt. It's like, I'll say it. AJ won't say it, but I'll say it. I know Mark will say it too. Like, I mean, it's at that point now, I think, as well. And, we've had say no to racism and no racism in football in the Champions League in Europe and wherever it is in every league. But, like, there's no, specific to our niche and what we have, there's no tolerance for it. There's no reason to have it. And if, you want to disagree with us over that, then thank you for being here, but you don't have to stay.
Well said. Yeah, so moving on from that, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp, he spoke about his thoughts of possibly winning the Premier League, and if there were potential title celebrations. It's gonna happen, Tanner. It's just
I know, but no, just no. Damn it! Make another thing that makes 2020 shitty. Is that even when sports happens, it's still shitty. Damn it!
But
of course Liverpool would win the league in 2020. It makes the most sense.
But I mean, like, now they can't celebrate with their fans, which is kind of sad, but also
a little funny,
a little hilarious. Like,
yes, petty. Yes, we're petty.
Maybe they should have a giant Zoom meeting for it.
Oh.
No, but
There'd be lots of helicopters in that Zoom meeting.
Oh dear. But so in terms of what he would want, Klopp said that if it happens, there will be a parade as well. Whenever, who cares? We only need one day when everyone is able to come, and then we will do that. And so yeah, I mean, it could be in 2021 when they actually have that celebration. Who knows? But I think that's when he's expecting that. Anything could happen. We just need one day to be able to celebrate with the fans. And so, one part of me feels for them if they do win the league, and it's very just empty feeling. But I think at the very least, they have that. They have a title that they can hold dear. Because I mean, some of us, I'm pointing to myself here that it's been a minute, and so in terms of Arsenal fans, it's I would take a title with no fans over no title. So, it's one of those things. But anyway, that does it for the news. And a little bit of housekeeping is that this Thursday we will be going for the MLS Cup. At least we're in the MLS Cup playoffs anyway. And so Tanner will be on twitch.tv on our channel playing and hopefully taking us to the promised land. He has overcome some really just ups and downs in the season, but somehow we have finished first in the division and in the conference against all odds, really. And so tune in on Thursday, check it out, hang out, come banter with us, and we will also be doing a donation stream to anti-racism, essentially. So anyway, that does it for the news and gets us to this week's Soccer Trivia Showdown. No, it's the third edition of Me versus Tanner. Could it be a decisive edition? Hopefully not. Hopefully I start to get on a roll here. But take it away, Mark. You are the quiz master.
All right. Yes. Tanner has the vaunted 2-0 lead. Can he close it out today?
It's a dangerous lead in soccer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a dangerous lead in soccer.
Can AJ begin his comeback? But before that happens, I need to see AJ's wonderful face.
Indeed.
Hey,
Here we go.
I will say, AJ, you can come from 2-0 down before. We did it last stream with Atlanta United against DC.
Facts. All right, here we go.
All right, so for the decider question.
1 second, let me pull up a blank document here. All right. And here we go. All right.
Who was the last player taken in the 2016 expansion draft?
Ooh.
Hodge.
Talking about Atlanta United, of course.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking of the people we picked. I'm just going to go with this.
I have, me.
All right, what do you got?
Tambakis.
I said Mikey Ambrose because I'm pretty sure we got him in the expansion draft, so I just took a shot in the dark.
Both of those are incorrect. One is more correct. Should I go with that?
Oh, it was Alec Khan, wasn't it?
It was
or Alec Can. That was Alec Can.
Do you have a separate question? I mean,
I forgot Tambakis even existed. Didn't you play one time for us? One time? Is it just one appearance?
I don't even remember.
And didn't he get sent off in that game?
No, that was Kyle Rainish. Yeah.
Oh, another player I forgot played for us.
Oh man. No.
Wait, last time we just did the tiebreaker to me because the score, and I'm the current holder. It was the easier option, was it not?
Yeah. Do you want me to cook up another question, or?
I mean, if you have an alternate question, if you don't, then we'll go with that. We'll go.
Okay.
With,
I don't have one ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All good. All right.
Why don't let's just change it up. So why don't we have AJ be let's just say you got the tiebreaker this time around.
That's fine. Sure. AJ has a tiebreaker. I'll submit that because I got it last time.
All right. Cool.
All right. Fine.
My rules. All right. So in round one, same thing as always. Each question is worth 1 point. A maximum of 3 points for the round. Both contestants can answer You have 20 seconds to write their answer down. If you get it incorrect, there are no points. There is no stealing. All right. For the first question. In a 2-1 win at Chicago in 2018, this player scored his first Atlanta United goal.
Oop, misspelled that. Whatever, don't care. All right, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, let's see him.
Ezekiel Barco.
Barco.
Correct. Both of you on the board. That was indeed Barco's first goal. Question number 2. Atlanta United defeated this team for their first win at the Benz.
I'm good.
Good.
Let's see.
FC
him.
Dallas.
FC Dallas.
LGP had that the scuffed goal at the back post with the first goal. I remember that.
Dude.
That was funny. He like scuffed that. Was it off like the post as well? I remember it was just like him
He
sliding.
just slid
in.
it.
And it was just like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
But he celebrated it like he scored a worldie. I mean,
He did. It was awesome.
It looked like he placed it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and for the final question, see if you guys can get a perfect round. Where did J.J. Williams attend college?
Oh. He went to Blue Mountain State.
So you got nothing for me, Tanner?
I got.
I got Alabama.
I'm gonna say Clemson.
Clemson. Both incorrect. It's the University of Kentucky. I thought you actually had it there. You said
that
blue.
Yeah. Shot dart. Blue Mountain State. Yeah, LOL. I didn't think about Kentucky, but I didn't think I thought of what's his name, Kevin Barajas, and I was just
Kevin Barajas again.
hey, 2 out of 3 for the both of us. That ain't bad.
Yeah, that ain't bad. That's actually probably collectively the best round that
we've had.
either
Yeah.
anybody has had.
Yeah. Maybe this
We're
bodes
not-
well for the game.
We're not complete bums. All right, I think AJ can disappear now, right?
All right. So, into round 2. Each contestant will have 3 questions for their own. Each question is worth 2 points. If you choose to have a multiple choice, it reduces it to 1 point. There is stealing available if the initial contestant gets their question wrong. So, for the person in the lead,
We're
AJ.
tied. AJ goes first.
Right, yeah. AJ. Ezekiel Barco has 1 brace in his Atlanta United career versus whom?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I rate that question. Yeah.
I rate that question. I think I know. Do I know who it is?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. All right. We have A, Chicago Fire. B, Montreal Impact. C, Orlando City. D, New England Revolution.
D, New England Revolution.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Revolution, correct. AJ goes ahead by a point. Yeah, he scored that banger.
Yeah.
That was a banger. What was the other goal in that game that he had?
I don't remember.
Was it just like I think it was just a tap in at the back post or something, like on a squared ball or something.
It was
Tito, I think. No,
You know
Tito
what?
had the first assist.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because he had the drag back and it made its way all the way to him.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so over to Tanner. This player scored his first Atlanta United goal in the Mercedes-Benz opener.
I'm going to say it was LGP because I don't think he had a goal before that. I know he scored another goal at some point in time in his career because he has 2. But I don't think that, I think that was the first one as well. So I'm going to say LGP.
LGP, final answer?
Final answer, yeah.
2 points to Tanner. That is correct. Garza also scored in that game. Scored his second goal. Yeah. All right.
Very FC Dallas MBS centric.
Not gonna lie, when Tanner talked about the goal, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Very memorable, I
specifically
think.
remember that. Yeah, it was a memorable goal.
Yeah. All right. So back over to AJ. In the Miguel Almiron hat-trick game, this player made his Atlanta United debut.
Andrew Carlton.
Ooh.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Ooh, 2 points to AJ. That is correct.
I rate that question as well. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I rate that. Nice. Good job.
You know what's funny is like I remember that vividly, but I forgot it until I looked it
Yeah,
up.
I forgot it until now. But like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Right, yeah, that was awesome.
People went nuts for that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. All right, so back over to 10. It's a topsy-turvy one. All right.
I like it. It's good.
This player led Atlanta United in goals in the 2019 MLS playoffs.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yo, the question's like the question game.
PT Martinez.
Is that PT?
PT final answer.
PT? AJ with a chance to steal.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, and I can't go to multiple choice, so that's interesting.
That's the strat.
In the 2019 MLS playoffs, right? Just
Yes.
the. Ooh. Dang, son. I'm trying to pull. Is it? I can't remember if. I'm having to guess, I think, but Emerson Hyndman.
Emerson Hyndman. That is unfortunately incorrect. It was Julian Gressel.
That was my B guess. That was my B guess. That was my B guess. But I just Pity was just in my brain because the goal he scored against Toronto, and I was like, I want to say he scored again, didn't he, in the playoffs? Because he's been playing well at the end of the season. So I thought he was our best player, like coming into that part. So yeah, good question, AJ.
Back over to AJ. All right. So it's still 5-4. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. This player scored his only Atlanta United goal in stoppage time at Philadelphia, earning a 2-2 draw.
Oh, I know who this is. Oh, I know who it is.
Tyrone Mears.
Fuck.
Correct.
It's a memorable goal because it's just a fucking weird one. Sorry for the
Yeah.
swearing, but I'm
No,
mad because
header.
I knew that answer. Because as
Yeah,
soon as I was
Header
like,
from
yes, I
outside
know
of the
it.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like on the edge of the box. Yeah.
And it's his only goal. Like,
Yeah.
what an only goal. Yeah.
As soon as I realized who that was, I was like, please get this wrong. Please get this wrong. I know exactly who this is. Damn.
All right. So back over to Tanner to end the round. How many players in Atlanta United history have scored 20 or more goals?
Obviously throughout their career.
No, at Atlanta United.
At Atlanta United, yep.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, throughout their career at Atlanta United, right?
Yeah. Their
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
Atlanta
yeah,
United
yeah,
career.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to say two, Joseph Martinez and Miguel Almiron, because I don't think Gressel hit 20 goals.
Ooh, AJ, you can steal this one.
So is the question just how many?
Yeah.
Right.
How many
Okay.
players? Yes. Yep.
All right, so I can think out loud here now. I can show my work here. All right, so yeah, obviously Joseph, Miggy, I think Tito just ekes it out. And you said how many, Tanner?
I only said two.
Two?
You can price this right, probably. I mean, you won't get it
I
right,
think,
but like
I think it might be Julian Gressel. Yeah, that's really close. I think
that's the one, yeah, that had me
Yeah.
close.
I think Tito. I'm going with 3.
3. Just missed the steal. It was in fact 4. Gressel has clipped
He
the
did.
20 goal mark.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, I missed on Tito. But I forgot about him completely because I know he had his really good first season, but I know the last year wasn't as good. So I was like, did he end up hitting it all the way? But Gressel was the one that I was like, did he hit 20 goals total? Because assists, loads of them, but goals, I wasn't so sure.
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right. So it's AJ 7, Tanner 4, right? Going into the final round. And so in the final round, each competitor will have 3 questions from a category that they randomly select. The first question will be worth 2 points, the second 3 points, and the third 5 points. You choose a category between 1 and 4, and AJ, you'll go first here.
No. I think Tanner will go first.
Oh,
Pick
well,
the,
no, sorry.
no, to pick the
Sure.
category.
Right.
I will go with the 3.
3. Tanner, what you got?
I'll take 1.
1. All right. Tanner, you chose nationality.
Okay.
This player has represented Guinea 21 times.
Florentine Pogba.
Too damn easy.
Huh?
Too damn easy.
Yeah, that's why it's a 2-pointer. Correct. All right. So it's, yeah. Yep.
Still Tanner.
I still go again.
Tanner again. This Jamaican-born player has represented the U.S. in the U17s.
Jamaican has represented the U.S. at the U17s. I mean, the first one that comes to mind, I'm just going to go with Romario Williams because I know he plays for Jamaica, and so he could have represented the U.S. at the U17s and then switched back to Jamaica. I know he is Jamaican or plays for them, so I'm going to go Romario Williams.
Incorrect. It is Chris Gosling, who I did not know, born in Jamaica.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I have to get this or I'm out. Cool. Bet.
All right, Tanner, can he keep the game going? Will AJ win his first? This player left Russia for the U.S. at 7 years old.
Ooh.
Really? This player left Russia for the U.S. is 7 years old. Russia? I mean, the only person, because their name comes into mind, and I heard them earlier, would be like Tambakis, because like the name is just kind of not normal. But like I don't
Not normal, yo.
like it sounds like it could be no, as in like it sounds like an Eastern European name. Like it sounds like it could originate from Eastern Europe because of the last name, because of how it's structured. Like it sounds like a not normal, like what you'd expect from like a Western Europe or other place. Like it sounds, knowing like who he is, it's like that could, I feel like that's like a general, because no one else has like a last name that you're like definitely got Russian roots.
I think time's clicked.
Yeah, I'll just say Tambakis. I got nothing, dude. That's like, I have no clue.
So this person was born in Angola, but left at a very young age for Russia before moving to the U.S. That is Lagos Kunga.
Lagos Kunga lived in Russia?
Yeah, he sure did.
Wow. There is no way in hell I could have ever guessed that question correctly. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Fair enough. I feel like that was
AJ, you didn't even have to answer one.
Hey.
There you go.
TKO.
Now you can be happy that someone else got questions that is damn near impossible to know the answer to.
Honestly was, yeah. That third question. Woo! I also feel for you on that one, man.
I was just like, who has a last name? Because like I'm not gonna think that someone like came from Angola by way of Russia. Like what?
Right.
No way I'm thinking of that career path.
He's had a hell of a life, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
holy shit.
You know, going there, I mean, and then ending up in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I think he moved to
Wild.
Cleveland first or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Great little, great dude. You know, he's always trying to do good stuff for the community and whatnot. He's with Phoenix Rising right now. Hope he does play for Atlanta United at some point. But
Yeah, same.
I'll take the dub.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
AJ's on the board.
All right.
Not a
for the
sweep.
content.
But anyway, so that does it for the Soccer Trivia Showdown, and pretty much the entire show except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, what do you guys feel about MLS returning to Orlando for a small tourney? Do you guys like it? Do you dislike it? Let us know in the comments below. But that's the show. So for Tanner, for Mark, I'm AJ. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.